Okay, welcome to part 2. Let's move forward. Let's start by reading the Three of Skulls. It represents celebration, friendship, camaraderie. The Three of Skulls card signifies teamwork, creativity, and friendship. These skulls are placed together, symbolizing the union of different ideas, people, or perspectives. Now is a great time to get together with caring, fun people in your life and enjoy yourself. Again, I think some of you are afraid of hurting the person from the past, especially if y'all know that this person does not want you to move on. But that's not really your problem. Because clearly, Three of Swords, either this person already hurt you, you already decided it's over, or this doesn't even have to be romantic. Either, I'm taking it that way because we keep getting the Two of Cups showing up, but this could be like partnership or union of some sort, like coworkers or business partners or family, because this is Cancer Mercury. You're afraid of leaving other people behind, but remember, that is their justice. Let's look at the Three of Viking horns. So the Three of Viking horns represents sadness, heartbreak, catharsis. When the Three of Viking horns turns up in a tarot reading, it signals that you are feeling deeply hurt and disappointed. Allow yourself the opportunity to experience these emotions and do whatever it takes to express your anger or pain, as this will help you to move on to better times. So I think some of you have a lot to say. And I think you're afraid of coming across as some harpy, some vengeful creature. But you don't have to vent to the person that you're angry with. You could literally journal it. There's so many ways that you can express it, but this emotion that you keep locked up inside of yourself is creating a blockage, really. And you're not looking at that. Let's read the Queen of Bibles once again, because this is where they're trying to get you. They're trying to get you to get to the Queen of Bibles. Visionary, entrepreneur, self-confident. The Queen of Bibles reminds you that you are upbeat, courageous, and determined. You are here to see through your creative visions and life purpose, even in the face of adversity and challenge. Don't be afraid to own your real power and put it into the world. You have so much to offer, so shine your light bright. Need I say more? That is literally where they're trying to get you. And it could be that, but maybe it has to do with what you offer the world may come across vengeful, may come across like you're some demanding harpy, but this is something you have to offer the world. So stop worrying about how you're going to be perceived. Let's look at the Two of Skulls. The Two of Skulls, partnership, friendship, cooperation. The Two of Skulls symbolizes harmony and synchronicity within a pair. It suggests that two people are coming together in a mutually supportive and nurturing way. Besides, this card emphasizes flexibility and adaptability in the face of change. It reminds you that sometimes you need to make adjustments to keep things in balance. So someone here definitely needs to adjust. They need to adjust their mentality around moving forward. Basically, that's the biggest thing here. What's keeping you stuck? Address it. Because for some of you, it's the fear of leaving certain people behind. For others, it's the fear of hurting others. For others, it's the fear of like not matching up to what you're supposed to, match up to. There's so many different things, but adjustments need to be made because part of this fear is coming from the lack of balance. You're overwhelmed. You're doing too much. You're working too hard, or you're doing too much for other people. And this is leading to you not being in a great mental state to be able to make this transition. Now, I also want to read the Five of Cups because we have the 3 and the 2 here. The 5 is grief, sorrow, mourning. The 5 of Skulls symbolizes grief, loss, and disappointment. It reminds you that it's okay to grieve and sorrow, but it also encourages you to seek support and find ways to move forward as other opportunities are waiting for you. Like I said, like I said. So yes, there's the acknowledgement of like, whatever this is, you may have to leave some people behind. You may have to leave family or friends or lovers in the past. But obviously these were not the right people for you. So this is not only their justice, it's yours. Move forward. Look at what comes next. Treasure. Dragon. Let's see. Let's read that one. Number 4. Know what you treasure. Change is natural. Oh my God. Holding on to what is impossible long term. Protect what is important to you. Set proper boundaries and trouble may avoid you. Be strategic. Think ahead. Be brave. You can actually triumph if you try. Perhaps one of the most well-known creatures of the darkness across many cultures is the dragon. From ancient Sumeria, Japan, China, Korea, right across to Egypt and the Middle East, across Europe, through the Bible, and even Sufi poetry, all have dragons' lore. While they may be described differently depending on where you're from, dragons almost always have a serpentine form, are large-tailed, scaly, and often live hidden in places like caves, deep pools, or inside mountains. Asiatic and Middle Eastern dragons are the most like great serpents, sometimes with legs, sometimes without, and are often strategic and intelligent in their mythos. Chinese dragons are beautiful and are considered aligned with the element of rain and bringers of good fortune. The European dragon is most often winged, can breathe fire or spit venom, and has often been the target of heroes who kill them in order to win a prize, overcome something, complete a given task, or recover or steal the dragon's hoard of treasure. It is this aspect of their mythos that is intriguing. Dragons can be seen as both gatekeepers and protectors of treasure, what is valued, at the same time. Sometimes the dragon collects the shimmering gold and jewels for themselves simply because it is beautiful to them. Sometimes the treasure is being guarded for a purpose, good or bad, yet the dragon must be overcome for the hero to be rewarded with some of the treasure. In the Norse sagas, there is a wonderful story of the hero who makes his money by working out various ways to sneak past sleeping dragons. In the English saga, Beowulf, a slave steals a single cup from a dragon's hoard, and the dragon knows of it and begins to raise the city around it. Beowulf takes 12 warriors with him to slay the dragon, but when they see it, all but one runs. Beowulf battles the dragon, but his sword shatters and he is mortally injured. Both he and the dragon are dying. He tells the one warrior who stayed that he must bury the majority of the dragon's treasure, lest the cowardly soldiers come back to claim it, and he and the dragon die, both without the precious treasure. Both terrible and beautiful dragon magic is still strong today. So many films and games still mention dragons, and the motif appears on flags, for sports teams, and in popular culture everywhere. More likely now than ever, dragons are increasingly seen as benevolent, intelligent, and often wronged by humans. So in this case, the dragon, I think, is like your grief. Because we're dealing with acceptance, right? An emotional imbalance. And it's coming from the source of wanting revenge, being in pain, being in sorrow. And they're saying, so face it. Stop running from the dragon. Because the dragon is the guardian of the protector, the treasure, the treasure. You can access the treasure when you face the dragon. But you're in this place of either refusing to acknowledge your emotions, or 2, you're afraid of maybe falling too deep down the hole of sorrow and grief and not being able to come out. Let's see. Clarify treasure, dragon. We've got the world, 2 of hellfires, and the 6 of Viking horns. With strength. King of hellfires. It is definitely going to take strength on your part, because whatever it is that you feel is so powerful, you see it as this giant beast that you are scared to face. But you're being encouraged with the World card here. Just go on ahead. Take your strength. Close the cycle. Let's see. Let's look at strength. And I can tell how much pain whoever this reading is for is under, because there's nothing lighthearted about this reading. Like when there's some lighthearted energy, I can joke and I can play, and I can't even crack a joke right now, because I feel like there's someone's heart feels such heaviness. Let's clarify strength. Compassion, perseverance, and power. Strength represents compassion, power, courage, and control. It suggests that you have the inner strength and determination to overcome obstacles and challenges. The strange woman in the card can be seen as a representation of the inner strength and courage required to confront evil and darkness. The lion represents primal instincts and the need to be brave in the face of danger. Sometimes the greatest strength lies within oneself and can be used to overcome even the most terrifying of circumstances. So there could be more practical fears that you're dealing with, as in maybe if you walk away from whatever this is, you have to pay your own bills. Or maybe this is the first time in a long time that you would be alone. You would be without roommates. You would be without partner. You would be friendless. Whatever it is, it feels, because remember the dragon was equated with darkness. And this is literally about facing the darkness and the fear, the challenge. So something about this change would feel really dark to you, like you would just lose a lot. But it's necessary. Let's look at the world. The world represents completion, celebration, wholeness. The World Tarot card represents completion, wholeness, and fulfillment. This card suggests that you have achieved a major goal or have come full circle in a journey. It can also indicate a sense of unity and interconnectedness, as all things in the universe are connected. The woman symbolizes freedom, vulnerability, and a new beginning, suggesting that you have reached a state of enlightenment and are ready to embark on a new journey with newfound knowledge and wisdom. So the way for you to face this dragon is for you to look at it like, what did I learn from this? What was the best lesson I can take from this experience? Instead of focusing on how much it hurts. I mean, it's okay to process that, but to process it, to move past the pain, you need to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How did this help me grow? Why was I drawn to this, etc., etc.? I'm not saying that is going to make it better immediately, but it would start giving you answers to where you can slowly complete the cycle. Let's look at the Two of Hellfires, which is like the Two of Pentacles. This card notes that you are This card notes that you are doing an excellent job of balancing these different priorities, and you need to manage your time, energy, and resources carefully so you do not lose your balance. It appears as a reminder to be patient, flexible, and adaptable as you try to juggle your responsibilities with everything around you. This is a mix of it's basically telling you, step into acceptance, as in stop resisting the change that's coming, because obviously there's a massive change coming. Stop resisting it, adapt, accept it, and start balancing, because we got the Two of Pentacles as well as Temperance. Start balancing, walking away from the old while opening up to the new. because you are moving forward. Let's look at the Six of Viking horns. You will be moving forward. The Six of Viking horns shows that you are in a state of transition, leaving behind what was familiar and moving towards the unknown. This change may make you feel sad to leave behind what is so familiar to you. However, you know this move is essential for your growth and personal development. Again, I feel like it's just gonna keep telling us that, because that's what's at the core of this. There's this fear and worry about leaving everything behind, but you're still moving forward because it's a part of, it's ingrained in you. You fear moving forward, but you also want it. Let's look at mischief. Oh, I looked at the number wrong. It's not 41, it's 44. Okay. You can be both playful and earnest. Be upfront with your intentions. Beware of people who you know are not being transparent with you. Lying by omission is still lying. Honesty is the best policy. Build playfulness back into your life. The Irish puca is one of the deftest shapeshifters within mythos. It can easily change between the forms of almost any animal, from something large like a horse or a wolf to a raven, fox, or rabbit. These creatures, though, always have dark fur and a shining, sleek appearance. The puca can also change into a more humanoid shape, like a goblin or a human, but usually the ears are a giveaway. They always remain furry and animalistic. Pucas have a reputation for being mischievous and generally not lethal, although there are some rare stories that paint them as the latter. In some counties, the puca is welcomed and even courted, and in others feared and not encouraged. Puca Day is 1st of November, the day after Samhain, and as such, any food still in the fields on this day is considered fey-blasted and is offered to the puca. One of the most common stories is of riding pucas. The puca changes into the form of a beautiful black stallion and encourages humans to ride it. Sometimes the animal might be a black goat or bull, but there is an invitation to ride. The human gets on what looks like a sweet and gentle animal, and then gets the ride of their lives. The puca rears up, jumps in the air, runs flat out with poor terrified human trying to hold on. Unlike selkies, the puca will not drag the human into their lair to kill them or drown them. They just want to enact some mischief. The puca has the power of human speech and sometimes uses this to warn a human they like of a danger to them. One myth describing this benevolence involves a puca in rabbit form being attacked by dogs and a young human saved it. The puca is released in safety by the tender-hearted boy, and the puca is grateful. The boy does not know that this black rabbit he has saved is indeed a puca. One day, the young boy is traveling from one farm to another and does not realize there is a robber on the road. The puca hops out to the boy and begins to speak in a human voice. The boy is afraid, but the puca is able to calm him and warn him about the robber ahead. The boy turns back and is able to tell some adults, and the robber is scared off. Number one, I think that this is, up until now, possibly just encouraging you to bring playfulness back into your life. And how when you are playful, right, that's connected to the sacral chakra. Joy, mischief, playfulness, that's connected to sacral chakra. It's connected with joy, with pleasure. So the sacral chakra is also connected to our intuition. It could be that when you step back into a very playful energy, it also can alert you to danger a lot more clearly than when you're stuck in a really, lower vibration. Clarify mischief. Let's see. 4 of Bibles. The 8 of Bibles. Ace of Bibles. Look at that. All wands. This is the 4 of Wands, 8 of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Page of Swords. Stepping back into happiness, into joy, into playfulness does not mean that you're not going to feel the pain. Because remember, it's about shape-shifting. There's a time and a place for everything.